So much, Manipal University Jaipur, for having me here. It's a lovely day. There's so much to learn, and I feel privileged to be here among one of the best speakers. So many curious students, teachers, dignitaries, people from all walks of life, and there's so much to learn today. Um, I'd like to share a small incident with all of you. You know, a lot of times when you're meeting strangers, when you're meeting new people, for me, they ask for visiting cards or business cards, and we often joke that our visiting cards are our faces because we are actors. So, and for those who know me and for the ones who don't, my name is Shweta Basu Prasad. I'm 26-year-old. I'm an actress by profession, and I started my career 15 years ago with the movie called Makri by Vishal Bharadwaj. In fact, this week of November is the 15th year of Makri's release. So, thank you. Now, obviously I didn't choose to become an actress because when I was shooting for Makri, I turned 11. We were shooting in January. I remember it was a Christmas New Year break, and that's why I was allowed to do it. And my parents come from a theatre background. My father is a civil engineer by qualification, and he chose to be, he loved theatre. He's a Sri Ram Center diploma holder for acting and direction. My mother is a writer and a Western classical, a pianist. She's a musician. So for me, it was very accessible. For me, art was very accessible, literature, music. I grew up with Rishikesh Mukherjee films and Bimal Roy movies and reading Satyajit Ray's Feluda. So my father, when he used to conduct theatre and plays, I used to come in as fillers to dance on Madhuri Dixit numbers. And when guests and relatives came home, I used to mimic them. So my parents saw that I had a knack for acting, and they thought maybe, maybe I could act, and maybe I could just do it for some time. And now Makri happened by accident. My parents had gone in for a meeting. I was sitting in the lobby. I was asked to audition for something just for the sake of it, and I was directly cast for Makri. And then that's what's been rolling. When Makri released, I didn't realize what was happening. There was Shabana Azmi and Gulzar Saab. With all due respect, I didn't even know their body of work. And then boom, I won the national award and received it from Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Saab. And I was 12 years old, and I didn't know what it meant. In my school, the principal announced it on the speaker that, Shweta has won this award, and there was this. I'd won other awards as well, but I didn't know what it meant. It was only recently that I knew it was really prestigious because my parents always kept it under the covers, and they were very, very protective about myself and, not losing my sanity about the whole, stardom that you receive or success of whatever level that I'd received at the age of 12. And they told me it's a very normal government award, government gives children medals when they do films, and I bought it. So it was only recently that I realized that it was a really prestigious award. And after that, Iqbal came up, and my parents were like, she's definitely not going to act now until she's going to complete her graduation. And just like, acting worked out accidentally and just worked out because I had a knack for mimicking and, dancing and whatever. I also sketch and write, and I enjoyed photography. So my mother recommended that I choose BMM, Bachelor's of Mass Media and Journalism, as my stream for graduation, and that's when I did Sikkim Manipal University's distance education program for completing my grads. And that's been my journey as an actor, and that's my first topic that I'm going to discuss is do what you love. It is really important to love your job. You cannot just take up a job just for the heck of it because it is recommended or you have to do it. Even today when I go on a set, I'm so excited, I'm so curious. I want to know everything. I want to know how the camera works, how things going to happen. I'm so excited and looking forward to the character that I'm going to portray, the people I'm going to meet, how is it going to happen, and that curiosity that I'm going on to an adventure. I wake up in the morning with excitement, and not a single dull moment has really gotten me going. That was, an accident to a hobby as a kid, as a teenager, to a profession, to my career today. Acting today is my bread and butter and jam. So I think that's my first, I wouldn't say advice. I mean, all of you are, my brother is doing second year BBA, he's 20, he's like all of you, and my cousin's studying here. So I think it's my first experience that I'd like to share. What I've personally learned from life is that you really have to love your job. You have to get up in the morning and look forward to the day. That's the first part. For the second topic, I'd request to please play the AV. Rolling.
मैं थोड़ा सा मिला लेता हूँ पहले.
India, the land of history, cultures, and music. The Indian classical music has traveled and evolved since time immemorial. Every era ever since has experienced these age-old classical art forms.
I'm not interested in classical music.
I don't have much idea about Indian classical music.
For me, Indian seems boring.
It's for older people, not for this generation.
It's not dying out.
There should be a balance.
We are really a poverty-stricken nation when it comes to passing down cultural inheritance. We're becoming like that.
जब आप आगे बढ़ेंगे वक्त के साथ साथ तो मेरा हाथ पकड़ लेना, मुझे पीछे छोड़ के मत जाना. आई एम योर पास्ट. डोंट लीव मी बिहाइंड, but carry me with you, with your future.
Too hard to say this, but cut करना है.
Thank you. Now, rolling. Yeah. Now, the only reason that I wanted to show you this was it'll just become a little more interactive instead of me spelling out the names and my motive to make this documentary film. I don't mean to promote it. I do mean to promote classical music, but not the film on this podium. But my second important topic here is your hobby. You know, just because you have a job and you're busy today does not mean that you let go of your hobbies. I mean, there are so many things that we do as children. We like painting, we like singing, we like writing. And trust me, I mean, there are times that, you have breaks in between job. I mean, you maybe quit a job somewhere, you have time to find your next. Do not let that be a dull period. For me, the transition between, Iqbal and then the studies and graduation, and when I was studying BMM, obviously you're introduced to, photography and interviewing and journalism and documentaries and short films. And I thought, let me use that time to just do something that I personally felt was really important about the declining popularity of Indian classical music amongst youth today. I used to learn sitar, Hindustani classical music, and I've been an ardent fan of classical music myself, grown up with it around me. So I just felt the need for it. I don't know whether acting is a hobby or the BMM, what I've learned from the BMM is a hobby or whether it's other way around. But what I really mean to say is that don't let go of an opportunity if you have to explore something. Travel, read. If you feel that, volunteering at a shelter for animals, or, if you feel that you just want to go on an expedition and, you want to click pictures and, make a short documentary, it can be a stepping stone for you. For me, Roots, when I was making it, I funded it myself. I directed it, not because I have any aspirations to become a filmmaker, but because for the love of classical music. But I learned so much as an actor. I think it's added so much quality to understanding it technically. So what I really mean to say is that, when you're doing anything, just use it as a stepping stone to, chisel yourself, treat yourself as a sculptor, and treat yourself as, you're constantly brushing yourself up with whatever you're doing. I worked with Phantom Films while the documentary's post-production was going on as a script consultant. And it is absolutely not related to me being an actor, but the scripts that I read at Phantom, it made me understand so much about how film, script should be viewed as an artist. And maybe I'm saying a lot of things that are not related to the things that you do, but I'm just speaking out of experience that no experience, no work is ever too small, is ever too lame or redundant. You have to capture it and squeeze it, muscle it, and use it to your best benefit. Use it as your stepping stone and thrive towards where you want to reach through that. So another part is that I also have I also started producing. So I co-produced this short film called Interior Cafe Night, which is on YouTube, and I also happen to star in it. So I think creating work for yourself, it's not necessary that you always be employed for somebody. You can always have your own startups. You can also, if I become a producer, I can create work. I can also create work for myself. So I think it's always, I think it's advisable that you, you look at all aspects. You have a 360-degree view when you're thinking about a career. It could be a job, it could be your hobby, it could be something that you look forward to doing. It's something that you like doing as a kid. Somebody commented, or you want to create your own job. You want to do your own thing. And that brings me to the third topic, and the third topic is sort of divided into two. The first part being, how do we measure success? Now, okay, you do the job that you love, it's your dream job, you've got the best, of whatever you wanted, or you pursue your hobby and make that your career. But what are the parameters of success? So for me as an actress, if I don't have 10 million followers on Instagram, what do I do? Like, that can't be the end of the world for me. So, maybe another actress has 10 million, 20 million followers on Twitter or Instagram, or is it like a car, or is it like a building, or is it Mark Zuckerberg, or is it Bill Gates, or is it Modi ji? What is it? I feel that your success, the parameters of success can be set only by you. It can be set only by you. If you feel that you deserve a pat on your back for something that you've done, and you feel that it makes you feel accomplished, it is a satisfying experience, and you whenever you look back at it as an important experience. For me, Roots is that. I spent 5 years of my life between 20 to 25, working on this, researching, getting all the maestros together, interviewing them, funding it by myself, editing it out, everything, and I missed out on a lot of acting opportunities. So maybe I missed out on some other kind of success, but for me, this movie today, when I see it on Netflix and I see people talking about it, for me, it's something that I look at it as an accomplishment. It was, it's not like it's got me a pot of gold or anything. It's not like it was an investment and I've suddenly rich or anything. It's none of that. It's not even break even with the budget, honestly. But for me, it's a success. Whenever I look back at it, it will be a fond memory. So for me, I have set my parameters of success, for completing a film. And, like Sir said earlier when he was introducing the TED Talk, that about the focus, that what do you focus largely, or you just, you concise it, you make it, what are you doing at the moment? As actors, we never think about the movie. That okay, ye karenge, ya to is scene mein, this is 2 hours that we're going to spend shooting for this scene, and this is how we're going to prepare it. We concentrate on that one shot, and that one shot for 15 seconds could be just looking at somebody or an object, or picking up somebody, or walking out of the door. But I put my 101% in that 15 seconds of shot, and those 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute, and those, when you compile those minutes, becomes a one big movie. And when you give 100% in every shot, which becomes every scene, becomes, 100% effort to an entire film. And that's what, we need to really do. We need to really put our 100% in those 15 seconds of whatever we are doing. We are, it's our exam, that one answer that really deserves 18 marks or 15 marks, 10 marks. Give it your 100% and look for the 25 marks question answers later. But give your 100% to that first. The second part of my third topic is, are we building the India that we wish to live in? I mean, as youth, I think we're responsible because we are building the future. So do we really want to build apps on makeup that can hide your blemishes, or do we want to make a safety app? Do we want to build more towers, or do we want to build more, more parks? Or, I think when you're doing your job or you're pursuing your hobby, you need to reflect, you need to stop and reflect and ask yourself a question: are you really building, are you really being a global citizen? Are you really giving back to the country, to the community, to your society, in whatever form that is? And that is not taxes that we pay anyway, but we're talking about how do we give back? I mean, are you volunteering or teaching somebody something new? For me, I think when I participate in good movies that have sort of a social message, it's my way of communicating to a larger audience about, like a movie like Iqbal, or when I make a film like Roots, where I feel that, probably this could be the last generation to know about classical music, perhaps seeing its declining popularity. I feel something, so I do about it. So question yourself, what are you doing? With your job, are you really giving back to the society? Are you leaving something for the next generation? So yeah, I think that's about it. That's my TED talk. I hope it was just a talk and not something that I spoke from my personal experiences and what I felt, my journey so far. And my only sort of advice to everybody here and all the students here is that read, explore, travel. You have no idea how much you're going to gain from that. Travel your country, travel by road if possible. Risk it. You feel something is worth risking, risk it. You want to quit your job, quit it. You feel this is not what you want to do, that is something what you want to do, go for it. Maybe not immediate, but later in life, in the long term, you'll be happier, and in your own parameters, you will be successful. Thank you so much.